Let's rewind to the early 1980s, when computers were still dry, command line-driven machines reserved mostly for technical experts. At the time, Apple had achieved considerable success with the Apple II, but the future of personal computing was far from being truly friendly to the general public. Then, a bold idea began to take shape. The idea for the Macintosh originated in 1979, when Jeff Raskin, a former member of the Apple II team, proposed creating an affordable personal computer, around $1,000, that would be as easy to use as a household appliance, like a toaster. The goal was to make computers accessible to everyday users without requiring complex technical knowledge. Meanwhile, Apple was facing growing competition from IBM. In 1979, Steve Jobs and several Apple engineers visited Xerox PARC. There, they encountered something that seemed almost futuristic: a graphical user interface, GUI, windows, icons, and, most notably, the computer mouse. Jobs immediately realized, computers shouldn't be just for engineers. They should be for everyone. That moment transformed the trip to Xerox PARC into a historic turning point. Apple no longer wanted merely to experiment with new technology. It wanted to turn the graphical user interface into a real commercial product, one that was accessible and user-friendly for the masses. More importantly, this time Apple aimed to reduce production costs as much as possible in order to create a truly mainstream computer, rather than repeat the path of the Lisa project, a pioneering product priced at $10,000 and primarily targeted at businesses. After being removed from the Lisa project, Steve Jobs joined and took over leadership of the Macintosh project in 1981, seeing it as an opportunity to prove his vision of user experience-focused computing. The development of the Macintosh lasted from 1979 to 1984, involving a small team, initially about 20 people, including engineers such as Burrell Smith, hardware design, and Andy Hertzfeld, software development. The project was originally initiated by Jeff Raskin with the goal of building an affordable, user-friendly computer, initially focused on a text-based interface. However, once Steve Jobs took over, he strongly redirected the project toward a graphical user interface inspired by what Apple had seen at Xerox PARC, aiming to make the Macintosh intuitive and revolutionary. On the hardware side, the Macintosh used the Motorola 68000 processor, paired with 128 kilobytes of RAM and 64 kilobytes of ROM containing quick draw for graphics processing. It featured an all-in-one design with a 9-inch monochrome CRT display, 512 x 342 resolution, a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive, a keyboard, and a single-button mouse, elements that would later define how humans interact with computers. The beige casing included a built-in handle and was manufactured at Apple's Fremont, California facility using automated assembly processes and strict quality control standards. On the software side, the Macintosh launched with System 1.0, featuring the Finder for file management and key applications such as Macrite, word processing, and MacPaint, graphics drawing. Many components were rewritten and optimized from the Apple Lisa platform to ensure performance suitable for the modest hardware specifications. The development team worked in a creative, free-spirited, yet high-pressure environment, as Jobs both defended the project's budget and pushed for aggressive deadlines. They overcame numerous technical challenges, from circuit optimization to meeting FCC regulatory standards. In terms of marketing and launch, Apple invested around $30 million in promotion. The most iconic element was the 1984 commercial directed by Ridley Scott, which aired during Super Bowl XVIII on January 22, 1984. Inspired by George Orwell's novel 1984, the ad positioned the Macintosh as a symbol of rebellion against the empire of IBM. The product officially launched on January 24, 1984, at a price of $2,495, equivalent to about $7,600 today, marking a major turning point in the history of personal computing and ushering in the era of mainstream graphical user interfaces. The 1984 Macintosh achieved strong initial sales, selling 70,000 units within its first 100 days, by May 3, 1984, and over 500,000 units in total. It outperformed competitors such as the IBM PC-JR and became the first successful mass-market all-in-one computer featuring a GUI, mouse, and integrated display. The product revolutionized the industry by popularizing desktop publishing, making computers easier to use, and influencing the development of later graphical interfaces such as Windows. Despite limitations such as low RAM leading to limited software availability, a relatively high price, and limited upgradability, the Macintosh laid the foundation for Apple's long-term success, enabling the company to compete with IBM and shaping the modern user experience. If you've made it this far, then this video was truly meant for you. A like and a subscribe would really support the channel's growth and help me create even better videos in the future. Thank you for watching all the way to the end.